Hi everyone, I'm Ahana and welcome back to my channel. Here we talk about all things related to stationery, planners, productivity, organization and in general trying to live your best life. And if that interests you, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also press the bell icon to be notified every single time I post a new video. Today I have an interesting video for you. It is a book review and also a challenge. This being the beginning of the final quarter of the year, I thought we could make things a little more interesting. So what I have today is first a book review of Miracle Morning written by Hal Elrod. And this book I think is a very good entry into understanding why you need a morning routine. And I have videos about morning routines and I'll link that right here if you want to see it. But I have always been a big fan and a big advocate of morning routines, so I fully understand where he's coming from. Hal Elrod's need for a morning routine came from a place of desperation. First he was in a terrible accident, then he was in debt, his business went under and he faced a lot of trouble physically, financially, mentally, and that is when he kind of needed a set of steps in order to slowly move towards the life that you want to build. And that is how his miracle morning routine came into being. Now I'm not going to describe every single thing that's in the book, but the main idea which is in the book is the idea of lifesavers. So the title literally has the 6 habits that will transform your life before 8 a.m. and if you don't need to wake up before 8 a.m, if that's not your schedule, then obviously you don't have to follow this to a T. It makes no sense to, try to wake up early and then have this whole routine for an hour, 2 hours, whatever, and then be really tired the entire day when you actually have to do work. The idea of a morning routine is that it gets your day rolling. It sets the momentum, it sets the right kind of energy for your day. So I enjoy waking up early. So a morning routine for me is the perfect start, so that once I'm up, I know exactly what I need to do and I don't get sucked into the initial laziness that you have right after you wake up and just go back to bed and oversleep and then just wake up right before work. So that's why I really enjoy having a morning routine. You might have some different goals entirely. Maybe it's fitness related, maybe it's about some big work goal, maybe you're trying to work on your business, and there can be a variety of reasons why you want structure in your life, why you want to utilize the time that you have in the morning. It does not have to be at 6 a.m, but it effectively should be the first hour that you wake up, because that's when you can basically set your intention and get everything together and devote that time on to yourself so that the rest of your day flows smoothly. So I think I've talked about this in a previous video, but the main 6 habits that are mentioned in this book are called the life savers, and savers is the acronym. So S stands for silence, A stands for affirmations, V is for visualization, E is for exercise, R is for reading, and S is for scribing. Let's go through them one by one. So silence stands for meditation, and in this day and age when we are constantly bombarded by visual stimuli everywhere, something's popping, something's buzzing, something's vibrating, it's very, very difficult for us to focus our attention on any one thing, and it becomes all the more important then to try and practice that. Otherwise we are not being careful with how we give attention, but we're just being pulled in any direction that is calling us, and that's not great for us. Because when we want to work on our goals, when we want to build a life that we really admire, aspire, then all of that needs a lot of focus and a lot of attention, and when you're being pulled in all directions, you don't have that focus. So that's why meditation is very, very important. But it doesn't have to be meditation in like the traditional sense of the word, where you just close your eyes and sit for hours and wait until your mind calms down, because it's not going to happen. And specifically when you try to not think about a particular thing, it always happens that is that thought which always lingers on in your head. So the better alternative to this, and I learned this from the Headspace app, is guided meditation. And in the app there was this one meditation which basically said that you don't have to silence your thoughts, but you have to observe your thoughts like you're observing traffic. Like you can't really go and stop the cars, but just observe that, okay, this is a thought that I had and this is a thought that I had, without putting too much attention into them, without dwelling on them. Just let them pass by and focus on your breath. That is the easiest thing to do. Next, we have affirmations. So affirmations are basically positive statements that you tell to yourself, and sometimes it might, seem a little silly just standing in front of a mirror and telling yourself that, oh, you look amazing and you are very smart and you are absolutely capable of doing these things. But it is very important, and even unknowingly a lot of us are saying affirmations to ourselves throughout the day. So when you tell your friend that, oh my god, I'm so stupid, I did this, you subconsciously start believing the things that you tell yourself, whether good or bad. It's very important that your self-talk is positive. But if we have this practice within our morning routine to just say positive affirmations when we begin the day, it's just going to be in the back of your head that, okay, I have said these things to myself, so if you say this every single day, they might just come true. And I'm not going to say it like, it's not a wish that is being granted, but it's just that if you keep telling yourself good things about yourself, you're going to believe them and act accordingly, and that makes it easier to achieve your goals if you have like a positive self-talk. Then you have visualization. Now for visualization, you need to think about your big picture goals, how you will feel when you achieve them, what you will look like, where will you be, who will be there, and how you expect people to react to you, how you expect to react to everything that is happening. And then think about the steps that it will take to get there. Maybe if you want to be a really successful engineer, if you want to like invent something, if you want to be a scientist or something like that, imagine what it would be like if you were able to invent a cure for something, get a vaccine for something which doesn't exist yet, and then think about all the steps that are needed to get to that part where you will, all the studying that you have to do, all the experiments that you have to do, everything that you need to learn, and basis that, imagine everything that you need to do today to get you closer to that goal. Maybe just you have to read one paper, or maybe you have to just write the abstract of your thesis or something like that. So do this entire visualization process. Think about what you will feel at each stage and what you need to do and all of those different steps. And then, if you keep doing that every single day, then you will be that much closer to living your dream life. Next, we have exercise. Now, I know exercise is not everybody's cup of tea early in the morning, but everyone definitely needs to fit in some amount of exercise throughout their day. It's not even about the vanity of looking good or whatever. It's just so that, your bones stay healthy. You are able to walk a certain amount of distance. You're able to climb stairs without getting too tired. Your heart health is good. Just these basic things you need to take care of. So for exercise, even if you don't do like a full-fledged 1.5 hour workout or whatever every morning, even if you can do just 10 minutes, maybe like 10 minutes of jumping jacks or just skipping ropes or just 10-minute quick run around the block or something, just something to get your heart rate up, that will not only wake you up but also give you like a good, running start to your day. Then we have reading. Now reading, obviously everybody knows, is a great practice, and you can spend about 10 minutes a day reading just about any book. And once you are done with your exercise, you need something to sort of calm you down. So you sit down and you read just 10 pages or something for 10 minutes and think about it, how it compounds over time. Because if you read 10 pages every single day, then in a month that's 300 pages, and 300 pages is roughly a book of this size. Most of the, self-improvement books or many novels are roughly this size. So you can basically read one book a month. If you are not reading anything right now, then that's a great place to start, and it won't even feel like really overwhelming or intimidating. So the author encourages us to, include this as well in the practice. And then we have the final stage, which is scribing. Scribing is basically writing. I read somewhere it said that writing is the most focused form of thinking, and I personally have felt a lot of benefits from journaling every single day, and I will link this video right here so you can check that out. But journaling has been a great practice to get just your thoughts out on paper, and there are many kinds of journaling. So every day it doesn't even have to be, like the brain dump sort of journaling that we do, or just a Dear Diary moment. It doesn't even have to be like that. If you're feeling creative, if you're feeling artsy, you can just do art journaling. You can do a variety of things, and I've got a video about different kinds of journals also here. So any place where you can just write down whatever you're thinking about. If you can't think of anything, if your mind is totally blocked, just scribble random things. It doesn't have to make sense. It's not for everybody else. No one else is going to read it apart from you. So just try to put everything that's in your mind on paper, and then you will be able to make better plans, understand clearly what you're thinking, why you're thinking more, in getting closer to your dream life. These were the main 6 habits, or the lifesavers, as the author calls it. And the order of these doesn't matter. You can do them for 1 minute each, 10 minutes each, 30 minutes each. That's completely up to you. But what he suggests is that all 6 of these habits should be done all together, because then you're basically just done with this one set for the day and your day has already started off on the right note. If you leave 1 or 2 of these, for later in the day, you might not get around to doing them. You might have a really busy day, life gets in the way, something or the other can happen. So it's best if you can do all of this in one chunk and get them completed in the first hour of waking up. So ideally, he suggests that you do 10 minutes of each of these activities so that you have this 6 activities and 1 whole hour to complete your entire morning routine. Personally, I have tried this and I don't think that I spend 10 minutes on affirmations or on visualizations. I spend lesser time on those 2 things. But for silence, I usually take a guided meditation which is 10 minutes long, and then I do my affirmation and visualization together in maybe 10 minutes or a little under. Exercise takes up a bigger chunk of my day. I spend about an hour every day to exercise. First of all, I really enjoy it, and secondly, it just makes me feel a lot better mentally more than physically to exercise every single day. So I make it a point to spend enough time on it. Then there is reading, which I try to do for 10 minutes a day at least, and if I'm feeling really interested in a particular book, then I read more. Obviously, there's no hard and fast stop to that. And scribing also I do for 10 minutes at least. I do my morning pages every day, so my order of this kind of becomes the scribing first, then silence, then visualization, affirmation, then exercise, and then reading. So I switch it up as per how I'm feeling, but usually it's always starts with scribing and ends with reading. So that's how I have figured it out. But now my challenge to you is that now that we're in the final quarter of the year, I challenge you to take up the Miracle Morning Routine for 30 days. And the book itself actually has a 30-day challenge where they say that you will need to figure out the entire plan, right? How you're going to be doing all these 6 habits and at what time and in what order, etc. You figure that out and then you spend 30 days dedicated to this challenge. And at the end of 30 days, you will see that your life has completely transformed and you have developed so many good new habits and achieved a lot of your goals. So I challenge you that for the month of October, you follow this Miracle Morning Routine. Let me know in the comments if you are taking this challenge. Come back here in a month and let's discuss how we have done. I have followed the Miracle Morning Routine for a month, long time back, but I will also try to follow this routine for a whole month and come back and comment here and let you guys know my progress and my update. So yeah, if you want to really understand the thought process that goes behind conceptualizing a morning routine like this, then I highly recommend that you pick up this book and read it. It's a fairly easy read. It didn't take me too long, so you can pick this up and read it, and maybe this will be your book for the reading part of the challenge. But yeah, that was my video for today. Let me know in the comments how many of you are going to participate in this challenge with me, and let's come back in a month and see how we've done. Okay, I'll see you next week. Bye.